Okay guys, welcome back to another video by the Stock Master. Today's topic is AMC 100K per share a meme, right? So I've heard a lot of people have a lot of questions, especially newbies, new apes starting out. They want to know, is this really possible? Is this 100K price point really something that can happen? And in all honesty, when I first started out, when I first learned about the movement, I was very skeptical. I'm a man that needs numbers to make things make sense. But in a world of market manipulation, dark pools, and just a lot of shady dealings, it can be difficult to get a black and white answer. But this is my findings, and I hope it helps out a few of you apes. But before we get into the video, just need to let you know that none of this is financial advice. This video is not any form of financial advice. Don't take advice from me. I am simply an ape that eats crayons. So, disclaimers out of the way. Let's get straight into the video. All right. Okay. The first part then, yeah? So is 100K actually doable? Is this a meme? Am I just pulling your leg? What am I talking about here? Okay. So at 100K per share, the AMC's market cap would reach an astounding $51 trillion. That is a lot of tendies. That is a lot of tendies. That's nearly 25 times the value of the world's largest companies today. Now, from the outside looking in, you're thinking, AMC, it's just a movie. It's just a movie franchise. It's just a movie. It's a cinema line, right? How could it ever be the biggest company, the most valuable company in the world, when you've got the likes of Amazon, you've got the likes of Tesla, these huge tech titans, Facebook? Well, a good reference point is roughly 2008. Think back to Volkswagen, even temporarily. Remember, this isn't something that's going to be for years to come. AMC isn't going to be the most valuable company, and that's just it. It'll be set in stone. No, this is going to be a temporary move. The majority of apes totally understand that. And the perfect example we can think of is Volkswagen back in 2008. Now, temporarily, Volkswagen was the most valuable company in the world, and that's a fact. And that was during its short squeeze. So it is doable. It can happen. It's possible. It's happened in the past with previous companies, right? And look at today. Volkswagen isn't the biggest company in the world. It was only a temporary thing, but it happened, right? Of course, not at the scale we're talking about, but we'll get into that shortly. Right. Okay. So on to the next part. On to the next part in trying to shine some light on this situation. Okay. So essentially, who will pay? That's the biggest question that was on my mind. If it's $51 trillion that's required for us to reach that 100K per share price point, who the hell's going to pay it? Now, once the margin calls start, the hedge funds will begin to scramble to cover. Now, the smart ones will try to jump ship as early as possible to avoid bankruptcy. So that's what that's going to do. Is those will be the initial stages. The initial stages, the small hedge funds, sorry, that are short on AMC will be the first to go. Those will be the first to declare bankruptcy, and those will be the ones that push us over the first hurdles, push us from 50 to back to 70, from 70 to 100, from 100 to 200, etc. Those will be those catalysts that push us and sort of get the ball rolling down the hill, and really push us to begin the real big push, the big squeeze. Those will be the gamma squeezes, as they're referred to. Now, on to the next part then. Okay, so we've got the hedge funds covering, but then what? The maths still isn't there yet. So with Citadel, their total assets are only worth 34 billion at the moment. Now, a lot of you are probably screaming at me, don't we need 51 trillion for that 100K per share price point, blah, 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 blah. Yes. Yes, that is true. And yes, Citadel by themselves wouldn't be able to cover the entire amount there. And that goes the same for the rest of the hedge funds actually, because it's not just Citadel that is speculated and alleged to be shorting AMC. I say that because I don't want to get sued. Now, so where is the rest of the money going to come from? Like, this still isn't quite making sense, right? I'm sure a lot of you are thinking that. We need $51 trillion if hedge funds like Citadel, which is a really, really big market maker, actually, it isn't a small hedge fund in the slightest. If their total assets are only 34 billion, where the hell is the rest of the money going to come from? Now, for the 100K per share price point, essentially, it would be a race to cover from all hedge funds, from the small ones that are going declaring bankruptcy in the initial stages. Some of the smart ones will get out as soon as they can and potentially just avoid bankruptcy. But for those that unfortunately don't cover in time, well, fortunately for us, I don't really care what happens to them, but for the ones that don't cover in time, what will happen is they have to declare bankruptcy. Now, this is where the big boys step in. This is where the DTCC comes in to basically save the day. Now, think of the DTCC as hedge funds insurance, right? These are the big dogs with a hell of a lot of money behind them, right? So essentially, the DTCC, and this isn't FUD, this isn't made up, this isn't a number I've just plucked out of thin air. The DTCC is insured for $54.2 trillion. Now that's as of the 7th of the 31st, 2017. This is directly from the official website. I screenshotted this for you guys. Directly from the official website. That's how much they're covered for. Right there, $54.2 trillion. Okay? Remember, we only need 51 trillion. 51 trillion to cover AMC at 100K per share for every single share that is currently outstanding for AMC. Now, it doesn't end there. There's still more to the story. So basically, it's human nature that traders will sell on the run up to 100K. It's expected. We would have all sorts of different kind of traders in this. People that have never sort of traded a single stock in their lives, seasoned traders, people that have only done forex before. You'd have everyone from your Wall Street giants to, your Karens in Minnesota doing their first trade ever. So there's a lot of people that will sell on the run up to $100,000 per share. That's understandable. Now, this isn't bad news. It actually could be good news for any any diamond-handed apes out there, basically. Because all that means is that the hedge funds and the DTCC wouldn't need $51 trillion to cover those 100K per share price points for AMC. What that actually would mean is that the actual total amount required to cover would be a lot less because they wouldn't have to purchase every share back at 100K. Even if they sort of covered the vast majority of shares below 100K, as long as there was naked shorts, they would still have to purchase back at our price point that we decided. Okay? So on top of that, we don't even actually need 51 trillion. 51 trillion is the price point that would be required if every single person were to not sell until 100K. And the great part is, just because of bias psychology, there will be a few that decide to sell. But in my opinion, the vast majority of apes will stay strong and hold and huddle until we reach the moon. We're out here to make life-changing money. We're not out here for small chump change. It's been your boy, the Stonk Master. Trying a different style of video today. Let me know if you like it. But as always, peace out and yeah, catch you in the next one. Peace.